Okay. Good
Yep.
morning. Good afternoon. I want you to know, I got into the closet, I sat down, right, and I just felt something like drop down onto my shoulder, and I almost screamed. It was just a pant leg, but just the way it dropped down on my shoulder, I was like, oh my god.
I'm keeping that as part of the cold open. I'm gonna make it start with my scream of pain, because I feel like that just fits the vibe. Here, let me take off my glasses so I can properly lay down. I would like you to know, I went through all my stuff and found my earbuds that only work on one side so that I can actually lay on my side with my eyes closed, pointed towards my computer. And then I unplugged my mini fridge so that it won't turn on with my computer on it, so I can record this.
I would also like you to know that I think my earbuds are on their last leg.
No!
I was like, I'm not gonna use them. I'm only gonna use them to record the podcast and occasionally listen to ASMR with both earbuds. Yeah, that was a lie.
Makes sense.
I did go strong for like 2 weeks with it though, but then I gave up.
I believe you. I'm eating saltines, so if anyone is actually listening to this podcast and you hear crunching, that's what it is.
Clacking, I have a cough drop. What the fuck? Sorry, that scared me.
I can tell your headphones are dying because they keep on cutting in and out.
Sorry, Bessie.
Like they are keep on being unplugged and replugged in, but I assume it's like slightly moving and then them being like, oh, you know, like my computer charger. I'm doing fine. Hey, you want to do the intro this time?
No.
Aww.
That's not how it works, Bessie. I'm so sorry.
I'm fine. Let me drink water though. Swallow down all the saltine.
I mean, technically, I'm gonna have to do it in January, so...
Yeah, I was trying to think of how we're gonna do that yesterday. I have to clean out my water bottle at some point. I haven't cleaned it in like months and months, and it's probably disgusting. That's fine. We don't need to talk about it. Hello, welcome to Fish and Flower Podcast. I'm Flower. I almost said fish. Nope. I'm Flower. That's who I am. AKA Rose. I had an actual fun fact for this one. But no, instead you get the fact that I have a migraine and my brain hurts and keeping my eyes open hurts more. It's like one of the ones that's like partially behind an eye. It's a good time. So I'm laying in bed with my eyes closed, recording this. Which is fine, because I didn't care for this movie, so it's fine. I was going to be half-ass energy anyways.
Yeah, this is going to be a short one.
I'm so excited to edit it. That's tomorrow me's job.
Okay, I guess I should introduce myself. My name is Fish, aka Stingray, and my fun fact is, my mother and I actually decorated the house for Halloween. We haven't done that in so long.
What if I put an ice pack on my forehead? Will that help?
It might. I don't know.
I was thinking heating pad, but like, I'm like sweating, so I don't want a heating pad. And I do have ice up here. It was probably not ice anymore because I unplugged my fridge like 20 minutes ago. In this episode, I forgot to do the whole entire thing where I talk about how this very stream of conscious podcast, very similar to how we talk to each other on a daily basis. Wow, I did that from memory. Didn't even open my eyes. Woo.
I would hope you had it memorized by now.
Yeah,
damn.
I know. This is the 41st episode, by the way.
Oh my god.
I know, right?
It was so we're gonna hit 50 episodes before the end of the year. That's crazy.
I know, right? On today's episode, we have the movie I was so excited for, well, it's such a letdown, Under the Skin? I think that's the name of it.
I don't know, I don't remember a damn
film. God, what was this movie? Hear me out. There was nothing that happened for 90% of this movie, so that's why it's gonna be fast, because it's nothing.
All I remember is the men pulls.
Yeah. And then, also a lot of full frontal nudity in general. I saw so
I don't like seeing genitalia.
I had to see so many dicks, and I was literally covering up my computer screen with my hand to make it so I didn't have to see it.
I was watching it on my phone, so it was smaller for me, but I was still covering it up because...
No one wants to see that. Thank you very much.
Put it away.
I get why in the plot sense, but like, good God.
Yeah.
Anyways, nothing is explained in this movie. Nothing happens really. There's like, I feel like the script.
I like the vibe, but nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like it's a cold movie, but nothing happened.
I feel like this movie, the script for it was like 30 pages. Like, literally, it was just Scarlett Johansson driving. Like, the proof that Scarlett Johansson can drive, I guess? Like, I don't know.
Was she actually even driving, though? Because sometimes they don't even drive.
The way that it was explained in that one video that we looked up after the fact, it was like, they did just, like,
that I didn't even remember?
Yeah.
Because you had it on, like, 2 times speed after you slowed it down?
Yeah. That, they did go around and just, like, film people in the city and whatnot. Which is why there's, like, a lot of scenes of just people living their lives. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if she's actually driving around, especially since it's probably a smaller budget film, so... Yeah. I don't know. I guess proof that she can drive, I assume she has a personal driver nowadays. Right? Like...
I don't know.
This was also after the second Iron Man film, which was after the first time she was Black Widow. Right? And I remember looking up, I don't remember, I think it came out around the same time as the first Avengers film. So she was like, this came out around the time that the Black Widow hype was like starting up, like the Avengers hype was starting up. And yet, I know no one who has seen this film. Like, she's in another weird movie where nothing's explained, but I actually like that one, Lucy. And I remember when that one came out, there's like a scene where she's
I remember seeing about that one.
I remember people talking about it because there's a scene where she's not wearing pants. And everyone would be like, oh, partial nudity. Like, she's still wearing underwear underneath, and, like, a shirt's covering up everything, and I was like, what? And everyone was like, oh my god, Scarlett Johansson is, like, partially nude, oh my god. And I'm like, did no one know about this movie? Because she, in the first time you see her in this movie, she's completely naked. So...
She's actually naked, like, multiple times.
Yes. This movie opens with a lot of weird shapes that kind of look like planets when I looked at screenshots of it after the fact. With ScarJo, I'm gonna call her ScarJo. The main character, ScarJo's character, doesn't have an actual name, so I'm going with ScarJo.
Listen, the only thing I gathered from this movie is that Scarlett Johansson is hot, but I already knew that.
Yeah,
so...
like, bitch been known, so like... Yeah, she's like learning how to pronounce different syllables, and then I guess it's supposed to be an alien spaceship. I did not get that until the video afterwards. That, like, also was, like, the point of the movie is to show that we are different underneath our skin, and, like, you don't know what someone's like on the inside compared to the outside, and judging people from what they look like or who they are on the outside is not the thing to do. And I'm like, yeah? Yeah. Anyways, there's this other character, who doesn't have a name. No one has names. He's Motorcycle Guy. He's another alien. These are aliens, by the way. We only know ScarJo's an alien because of the very ending. But he, picks up the body of a woman from the side of the road and brings her to this building where ScarJo is. That video said that this woman that he picked up was another alien that started to feel human emotions, and so, like, she's being thrown out, and ScarJo's taking her place.
Where did that information come from, besides, like, did he
I don't know! That's what
that
video said, but I don't, like, what? I thought it was just a random human lady that they're kidnapping and taking the clothes from. Like,
that would make sense to me.
Yeah, and then ScarJo, goes to a mall. She notices people's importance on conventionally attractive beauty, blah 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 blah. So she buys makeup, she puts on red lipstick, she buys new clothes. Does she look hot? Yes. The end.
But it's hard to not look hot when you're Scarlett Johansson. Like,
true. I wonder if she's wearing a wig in this movie.
Like, even just her name. Like, with a name like Scarlett Johansson, yeah, like, come on.
I know, right? Very much a Clue type name, right? Like...
are born with the type of name that just makes, like Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Scarlett Johansson. Like, it just, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, their names are just, you know, like Zendaya. Like, you know,
yeah.
like, I don't know.
But she puts on makeup, gets new clothes, and drives around the city, I guess. It's a lot of just shots of her driving around asking random men on the side of the street directions.
You know, my question is, how did the alien learn how to drive?
It's true. Until eventually, she picks up one man, takes him to quote unquote her place. But when she takes him through the doorway, there's like only blackness through it. And she takes off her shirt to make him follow her, and then he gets undressed and then falls through the floor after a certain distance. It looks like kind of like it's water or something. It's all complete blackness also. And she continues to walk, and then as soon as he goes through the water, she walks back outside the building to go find the next person.
Mm-hmm. What if I try to convince my mom to get Bad Omens tickets on Friday? Because they had to reschedule their Dallas shows, and now there's 2 Dallas shows. What if I did the thing? I don't think I could, but what if I tried?
I believe in your tenacity, okay? Also, you gotta put another quarter in the jar.
That was Bad Omens, not the other one. Thank you.
I love how you say the other one instead of the name. So, more driving around, right? Eventually comes across a bar. I thought after this scene it was gonna be like, instead of driving around trying to find solitary men and whatnot, she starts going to bars, because, like, hear me out. If someone who looks like Scarlett Johansson sits alone at a bar for 5 minutes, some man's gonna come talk to her. Like, so much easier than driving around, hear me out.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it's more suspicious that she's just driving around and doing it. Yeah. If anyone to be paying attention, you know?
Does the beach scene happen before or after the bar scene? I think before.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Okay, so, like, I'll go with the beach scene, because I think the beach scene's first. So she goes to a beach. There's a family of 3, mom, dad, baby, right? At the beach. And then there's also just a random swimmer. She learns that he's from, I think, Czech, can't pronounce words, Republic, who's staying nearby in a tent by himself, all the stuff. She's talking to him. But then the dog of the family gets pulled in by the tide, and so the mother tries to swim out to get the dog, but also then she's also pulled down to the tide. And so the father goes out to swim and get his wife and the dog. And the swimmer guy...
Why did the mother even go in the first place? Why didn't the guy do it? Oh,
I don't know. So the swimmer goes and ends up rescuing the father, right? But then he passes out, and the father's like, no, I must go save my wife. And so then he goes back out and then gets pulled out into the tide. And then ScarJo comes over, whacks him upside the head, the swimmer guy, and starts dragging his body to her van while the baby is crying up the beach. And then she assumably takes him to the house to do the thing, right? And then it cuts.
That whole part confused me. I can't help. I don't know what the fuck happened in this movie.
I don't know either. And then motorcycle guy and like cleans up all evidence of that guy being there, and then just leaves the baby there. And then the next day she's driving around, and she hears on the radio about the whole family, and including the baby missing. No one knows what happened to the baby. Like, we as an audience don't understand what's happened to the baby, because last we saw the baby was like closer to the water, so possibly died. You know, just real questionable stuff. And while this is happening, she like is hearing baby crying, and then looks over, and there's like a baby in the car next to her, but like it may be in her head, and it's hinted that she's starting to feel emotion. I don't know. This is when she goes to the bar. She picks up a guy, and then takes him to the place. This time, I think she takes off both her top and her pants, but she's still wearing underwear, right?
Yeah.
And then he sinks down. But this time when he sinks down, we get a view of what it's like underneath. And he
the man pool.
Yes, the man pool is what we call it. And the guy from the beach, this is why I think, because the video said it was the guy in the beach that he saw there, gets basically all his meat sucked out, so he's just like floating skin there. And then you get a shot of like, I can't think of words. I don't know, the system pushing all the meat into feeding something and whatnot. Uh, like they're feeding on med meat. Cool. Um, she goes out again to find a man. She sees. I wonder why it's men they find. You know, why can't ScarJo pick up women? Like, hear me out.
Well, I don't know if I want a woman to get all her insides sucked out and just be a skin suit.
Valid. She goes out driving, finds in the middle.
But I see what you're saying.
Finds in the middle of the night. This guy asks directions. He tells her the directions. Eventually talks him to getting the car. He just wants to go to Tesco's. I call him Tesco's man.
He made me so sad.
Yes. He has some. I looked up what the actor has, and I forgot what it is exactly. But if I remember properly, it's something with weird growths, just randomly happen, and the Wikipedia page about it, like, about him, cause like he has a twin brother and his growths are different, and like usually they're on your back and whatnot, and the way the Wikipedia article is written seemed like he like tripped and fell and hit his head as a kid, and that's why his growths are on his face, and his head, but basically, there's growths, so he doesn't, he has like, I'm trying to think of words, I blame the migraine for this. He looks different, and so, shut up. Eat my ass. I don't know. My brain.
I love you.
So they're in the car, she's trying to flirt with him, and she's like, but also at the same time, this whole time, every time she picks up a man, she's like trying to have conversations to figure out if they're alone, and if anyone would miss them and whatnot, and it's very weird every time, very uncomfortable. And so she's like, hey, you have a girlfriend? And he's like, no, and she's like, well, why not? He's like, I don't know why, but like you as the audience and him understand why. And she's like, have you ever had a girlfriend? He's like, no. And she's like, have you ever touched a woman? He's like, no. And then he's like, this isn't the way to Tesco's. Just let this man pick up the eggs at Tesco's, please. She lets him pet her face and neck, and then she's like, you want to touch more of me? And he's like, yes. And so she takes him to the house, but this is the first time we see more into the house, and it looks like mold and whatnot, and she takes him upstairs, and this time, I think, is when she gets completely nude, and then she goes to leave, and she comes down the stairs, and there's a mirror right there at the end of the stairs, so she looks in the mirror, and this is the first time she's, like, really seen herself, and then she looks over, and at the door, there's, like, windows on the door, and there's, like, a fly trying to get out, and it reminds her of this man, so she goes back and rescues him, and he walks through a field in the middle of the night completely naked, until he finally reaches civilization, and when he finally gets there, the motorcycle man finds him, kidnaps him, and puts him in a car, and we assume he's dead now. But
it's sad.
Yeah. ScarJo is now on the run from, the other aliens, especially Motorcycle Man, so,
I didn't pick that up at all.
Yeah, I'm going based off of what that video said. So she, takes a bus, basically. There's this guy there. She also tries to, like, eat food, but, like, can't. Eat a really good-looking chocolate cake. There's a man on the bus. The bus driver's like, dude, leave her alone. We love that. But this man's like, you need help. And she's like, yes. And so he takes her back to his place, takes her shopping.
We love that bus driver, though, for real.
True. Gives her his jacket, I assume. Feeds her. She watches a comedy show with him. He tells her to sleep, and then while he's sleeping, she strips down and looks at herself in a mirror, and whatnot. And then the next day, there's more motorcycle men looking for her. They go to a abandoned castle, I think.
That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, and then she gets scared, so, like, he helps her out. And I was like, valid, walking around in those shoes. in a castle, I probably need helping down the stairs too, or help walking down the stairs too. Can you tell this migraine's killing me?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you, Bestie.
Thank you. I'm trying my hardest. Eventually they go back to his place, and then they start doing Dynasty. And then he's trying to listen. The way that, according to the video that I watched, I explained it right. He put it in, and then she went, "Oh my God, there's an opening there," and then takes a lamp to there, right? For some reason, when I watched it, I got the like he tried to have sex with her, and like there's nothing there because it's a skin suit, so like there's nothing there, and so she's like, "Wait a second, what?" And puts a lamp down there to see what the hell's happening. I don't know. Something
My
happened.
understanding is that maybe there was, but she just didn't know.
Yeah, that's what the video said. I don't know. Anyways, she runs away. Into the middle of the woods. There's this random guy in an orange jacket, who's all like, "Hey, you been around here? You on your own? Uh, be careful, cause like it's wet, and be careful hiking in this weather. Blah blah blah." As soon as he started talking, I was like, his way of asking her questions reminds me of her when she's picking up men to kill them. Right?
Yeah.
I got a similar vibe. For good reason that apparently was planned. So she eventually finds a cabin that is used for hikers to like rest at and whatnot. So she goes in it and ends up falling asleep in the corner, and then she wakes up to this man in like the orange suit or whatever uh assaulting her. Yep, she gets away, runs through the woods some. He eventually catches up to her, tackles her to the ground. I did not say content warnings. Um, you can see where this is going. He starts ripping off her clothes. It's a very intense scene. Oddly enough, this is based off the book. I just remember this is based off the book, and the book synopsis seemed more interesting than what the movie was, but I don't know.
I didn't even know it was based on a book. Okay.
It said at the very end, and so I looked it up. But he, in the process of ripping her clothes, accidentally rips open her meat suit. Also, we do learn that he's like a logger of some kind, because like she finds his logging truck and whatnot nearby on the road. So like he accidentally rips up the meat suit on the back. So she starts walking away as he runs away from her. Uh, and then we get a shot, like it's over her shoulder. She's kneeling on the ground. She rips off the rest of her meat suit for the most part, and she's looking down at ScarJo's face, which is blinking up at her, being like, video on the outside, blah blah blah. She is like completely black. I don't know how else to describe the alien. Like completely blackness. I don't know. Um, got very muscly arms. And then we see over her shoulder, orange suit guy. It's one of those reflective orange jacket things that like people who work in the woods wear, so like hunters can see you and whatnot. Um, Comes running up behind her and pours gasoline on her as she's walking away, and then lights her on fire, and then she dies in the snow. Uh, and then it's a shot of the motorcycle man looking over the side of a cliff, and according to the video that I watched, it's supposed to mean like he's gonna be searching for her forever. The end.
Why was his first instinct to set her on fire? That's my question.
Huh?
My question is, why was his first instinct to set her on fire?
I don't know. He's a gross man.
Well, yeah.
The end.
We haven't even been recording for 25 minutes yet.
I see that. Ow. Do you have any thoughts on this movie?
No.
Well, eat a saltine.
Well, ScarJo hot. That's the only thing I gathered from this.
Yeah, that's valid. That's, yeah. Anyways, I get the point of the movie. I don't think it was well done.
I don't.
I mean, the point's supposed to be, like, about beauty. Like, when you look up the movie, the synopsis on Google says she, like, learns about, like, all these prejudices and toxic masculinity and what it means to be human, and she starts to feel human emotions, and then she gets killed.
Yeah, and that's not...
I didn't get any of that.
Yeah. Like, you shouldn't have to read something to fully at least I feel like you should be able to partially grasp the concept in any type of media you ingest, but looking up something for clarification is fine. But if you look up clarification for something and there's nothing you could pick up at all, then it's not done well.
Yeah. It was just, nothing was explained. There was nothing made sense. And nothing happened at the same time, except for, like, little weird things. And I'm just like...
It was kind of long, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, like, almost 2 hours, I believe. Here, let me look it up. Now I had to open up my eyes. I don't like it here.
I'm so proud of you.
I have to go to the bathroom, but I don't want to stand up, because if I stand up, I may throw up. Welcome to my life. 1 hour and 47 minutes. Apparently, ScarJo's character's name is Laura.
When the fuck did that happen?
I don't know. I was just looking at the cast, and it says, like, Man at Club, The Dead Woman, Pickup Man. And then Scarlett Johansson's character is Laura, and I went, what? Under the Skin shows how this mysterious alien slowly begins to understand human psychology through her experiences and interactions. Her specific perspective is that of an immigrant and a woman. She faces xenophobia, toxic masculinity, and cultural resistance, and begins to understand the darker side of humanity. Bitch, where? Who? What? I can somewhat get the, xenophobia with, like, the fact that a lot of the men, she picked up happened to be men from different countries. But, like...
I didn't pick up on anything.
Yeah. And also toxic masculinity, yeah, I got that from, like, men instantly entering her vehicle and being like, you're hot. And just being men. That sounds bad, but you're not gonna talk about it. I was gonna say something else. Oh, I was gonna say, I love the fact that, like, all the men, as soon as she was like, hey, you wanna enter my van? They were instantly like, yes. And if she tried to pick up a woman, I now understand why she didn't pick up a woman, because, like, she tried to pick up a woman would be like, no, I'm not getting into a van with a random stranger.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Because then they can do anything and they'll be safe.
Anyways, this movie was a letdown. I have star ratings for all the movies, but we didn't talk about our star rating for Talk to Me. I gave it 4 stars in my brain. This one I gave 3 stars. Maybe 2.5.
Valid. I think we have similar opinions.
Mm-hmm.
I just want everybody to know that I want pinstripe pants so fucking bad.
You want to guess what my rating for Ex Machina is going to be?
5.
Yeah. This is just such a letdown, because weird sci-fi horror thrillers are, like, such my thing.
I feel like they're also my thing.
Like,
just
The Arrival and Ex Machina are 2 movies of that vein that I've shown you. One of them also Alien. I love so much. And you like both of them. So, like, what happened to this movie? It was set up to win so hard.
I wanted pinstripe pants before my Sleep Token obsession. Yes, I know. I gotta put it in the jar. The metaphorical jar. But it definitely made it worse.
I believe in you. See, whenever you say that, I just imagine Beetlejuice, so... I may have never seen Coraline as a kid, but I watched Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands a lot as a kid.
I haven't watched Beetlejuice in a while. I really should.
Me neither.
You wanna watch Beetlejuice today?
No, I'm watching Hill House later on with my sister.
No,
not fair. You, 'cause fuck you. Well, no, why this is happening? Because I asked her if she wanted to watch The House of Usher with me, and she said sure. You didn't reply the first few times I asked you, so now I'm watching it with
Because
me.
it went right over my head, okay? I thought I replied, but bestie, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, okay?
But we're gonna watch all the... She's already seen Midnight Mass, so... Every time
I
I say
haven't
the
seen
name of
that.
that book, I want to say or movie, or show. What the hell? I want to say Midnight Sun. Every time I go to say the name of it, but it's fine. She's already seen Midnight Mass, so we're gonna watch Hell House and Blind Manor, and then House of Usher. Very exciting.
We were supposed to watch things together, and we never did. And I waited till I've been wanting to watch The Haunting of Hill House, but I haven't watched it because we were supposed to watch it together. And then you watched it without me again because you've already seen it.
Yeah, this is the second time I've seen it though. I haven't seen it since it came out.
I haven't seen it at all.
It's good. I forgot how good it is. Fucking Steven out here being all like in the first episode, all like, a ghost not real. I've never seen a ghost. And then at the end of the episode, sees a ghost, and he's like, oh my god. It's like, you see a ghost now, Steven? Anyways, I think you'd like Hill House. I don't know. I think you'd like the vibes more of Hill House, but the story more of Bly Manor.
Probably.
I think my sister out of the two would prefer Hill House, which is one of the reasons why we're starting with it. Also because in my mind you start with Hill House and then you watch Bly Manor. Even though I've seen Bly Manor like 4 times and I've seen Hill House once.
I know you're saying hill, but it sounds like you're saying hell.
That's fine. My brain hurts. Bestie, do you think it'll stop if I bash it against the wall?
No, maybe it'll be different, so it'll hurt in a different way, so it'll be less distracting. It'll distract you from the other one, but then you'll have a new one, and it'll be different. It'll be a different type of pain, so it'll be easier to manage for a moment in time.
Oh, fine. Ow. My hip just popped. Oh my god, that sounded bad. We're not gonna talk about it.
I want to buy clothes so bad.
I'm believing you.
I don't need any more clothes, but I feel like I don't know. Like I have enough shirts, but like I feel like I don't have enough for everything else. I say as if I won't buy 27 more shirts. Like, you think I'm ever gonna have enough shirts? Absolutely not. Shirts, I mean band shirts. Because what the fuck else do I wear? I'm so normal.
Oh, apparently if you put an ice pack on the back of your neck, it can help with your migraine. I was looking it up because, in Haunting of Hell House, in the second episode, when the mother character has a migraine and her husband's holding an ice pack to the back of her neck. And so I was like, that seems real nice right now. Oh, someone commented on my reel today. That is technically supposed to be yesterday's.
Well,
I already recorded today's as well, so it's fine. I just gotta edit it. I'm giving it time, though. You got anything else to say, bestie?
no.
How long is this episode for? Oh my god, it's Wednesday, isn't it? Oh my god, the new Garrett Watts video comes out today. This is very important.
I feel like when you're named Garrett, there's a fine line. You're gonna be named Garrett and be the greatest guy ever, or be the worst guy ever. And I feel like there's no in between when you're named Garrett.
35
like, I would
minutes.
trust a guy named Garrett unless he did something really fucked up, I don't know, Garrett, if you're named Garrett, you just seem like a trustworthy person. I don't know. That's just the vibe I receive from all Garretts I've come across in my life.
Now I'm trying to figure out if I ever knew anyone in real life named Garrett, and I don't think so.
I'm thinking of two that I've come across, whether online or just in real life. And I feel like there's another one, but that I can't fully remember, but I'm not sure.
Mm. This is a wonderful conversation for the end of the episode. I'm gonna stop the recording now. Goodbye. My brain hurts.